Trump's trade war gets postponed again, but not with China. Kroger spends over $1 billion on its failed merger with Albertsons, and the bills are still pouring in. And New York targets flavored e-cigarettes in a new lawsuit. Welcome to Retail Daily, your quick look at the top stories from Supermarket News and CSP Daily News. I'm Supermarket News editor Tim Inkelbarger.
And I'm CSP Executive Editor Hannah Hammond.
President Trump paused most of his reciprocal tariffs on Wednesday, but not all of them. Trump announced on a social media post that he has authorized a 90-day pause of a broad set of tariffs instituted last week. At the same time, he announced an even higher rate of tariffs on China, announcing a 125% import tax on all goods from that country. The move sent markets soaring on Wednesday. The Nasdaq Stock Exchange was up nearly 10% at times after the announcement, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average surged more than 2,000 points.
President Trump's trade war with China and other countries has led Walmart to defer its first quarter operating income outlook. The Bentonville, Arkansas-based retailer forecasted that operating income would fall within the 0.5% to 2% range. In February, the retailer projected full-year adjusted operating income would increase by 3.5% to 5.5%. Walmart is sticking with its sales outlook for the first quarter, expecting 3 to 4% growth. Other factors contributing to the delay in operating income guidance include insurance-related costs and a less favorable mix of merchandise.
In other Walmart news, the company said in its annual investment community meeting on Wednesday that it expects its e-commerce business in the U.S. to become profitable for the first time this year. Among the keys to the company's optimistic outlook on e-commerce profitability after reporting e-commerce losses of $1 billion just a few years ago is the willingness of customers to pay for fast delivery. About a third of the store-fulfilled orders in the U.S. are now considered fast delivery, which costs an extra $5 to $10.
Who has the best chow? 20 nominees are on the list for the 2025 USA Today 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards for Best Gas Station Food. Interested participants can vote once per day until voting ends at noon Eastern Daylight Time on Monday, May 5th. 10 winners will be announced May 14th. The nominees include 7-Eleven, Allsup's and Yesway, Buc-ee's, Casey's, Cumberland Farms, and more convenience stores and gas stations.
March was another big month for dollar stores across the U.S., with Dollar General again leading the pack, opening 60 new locations, according to the monthly Supermarket News store map. Walgreens also continued its rapid contraction in March, closing 46 stores across the nation. Those closures were largely concentrated in the San Francisco Bay Area, where more than a dozen stores were shuttered. Costco also opened 6 new warehouses in March, spread out across California, Texas, Michigan, and Massachusetts.
New York City on Monday filed a federal lawsuit against 9 of the largest nationwide distributors of disposable e-cigarettes. The defendants are accused of distributing e-cigarettes with youth-attracting flavors, including pink lemonade, watermelon, and banana ice, to sub-distributors in the city that then supply them to retail stores or sell them directly to consumers in New York City and around the country through online sales, the lawsuit claims.
The dust is still settling on Kroger's failed acquisition of Albertsons last year, and the Cincinnati-based grocery chain declared in its most recent annual report that it spent over $1 billion over the last 3 years. Kroger said in its 2024 annual report that the company spent $684 million in 2024, $316 million in 2023, and $44 million in 2022 on the failed acquisition. Those costs include third-party professional fees and credit facility fees, Kroger said. And that price tag is still rising as Kroger defends itself on a lawsuit brought by Albertsons that aims to collect on the $600 million termination clause in its contract between the two grocery chains. Albertsons has said it aims to sue for more than just the $600 million.
2024 was a record year for in-store sales at U.S. convenience stores, according to data released Wednesday by the National Association of Convenience Stores. Strong food service and merchandise sales contributed to $335.5 billion in sales in 2024, a 2.4% increase over sales in 2023, NAC said. This was also the 22nd consecutive year of record in-store sales.
7-Eleven's parent company is facing serious headwinds. 7 & I Holdings reported a 21% drop in annual operating profits and warned of a tough road ahead in North America, with inflation and cautious consumers cutting into sales. As Canadian rival Alimentation Couche-Tard eyes a potential $47 billion takeover, 7-Eleven is doubling down on food-forward stores, private label products, and digital growth. In the U.S., same-store sales fell 2.7% last year, and more challenges loom. But the company is betting big on breakfast, meal deals, and app-driven convenience.
Say goodbye to happy hour in the Hy-Vee grocery aisles. The Midwestern grocer is shuttering nearly all of its in-store bars starting May 1st, while also scaling back its Market Grill restaurants to counter service only. The move follows the closure of all 79 in-store Wahlburgers earlier this year. A spokesperson said the changes are part of a larger effort to create a consistent dining experience across its 285-plus stores.
Wawa is expanding further into the western part of Virginia. On the heels of two groundbreaking events last week in the Virginia cities of Staunton and Lynchburg, the convenience store retailer said it expects to open 6 to 8 new C-stores in 2025 and up to 60 over the next 10 years. And that'll do it for today's episode of Retail Daily. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more for your daily dose of retail news. For more on these stories, visit CSP Daily News and Supermarket News. I'm Tim Inkelbarger.
And I'm Hannah Hammond. Have a great day.